What the project is about is it's a companion piece to a very, very big exhibition that's taking place in September at the Barbican. And this is a major British graphic design retrospective. It's looking back at 40 years of British graphic design. Communicate, the Barbican exhibition, looks back. It's an historical record. But Interact One looks forward. It looks at the ways in which graphic designers will be working in the future. It's not trying to predict the future, but it's trying to anticipate the future.
So we really tried to look at the future from a current position, trying to take clues and look at tendencies and possibilities.
It's an opening up of possibilities, really, and what it is to be a designer, and that you can prefix design with moving image, you can prefix design with sound, and you can prefix design with graphic, and all of those things are sort of add-ons to, I think, your general role, which as a designer is to move things around and see how things go together and produce things in that way.
The idea of the exhibition is very vitally important to explore, and it's good that what they've got a range of people together from various different disciplines to come together and come up with new ideas where they feel communication is going. Interact One is about charting new ways of doing things and new ways of working, which sort of shines a direction into the way that the future may go.
What was interesting about this project was it grew out of discussions. It grew out of 10, 12 people sitting around a table.
In the process, along the way, we decided that we needed to identify some things which we felt already existed, which could point the way to the future. So this might inventions, new things happening in science. It could be new things happening in technology. It could be designers that have created a certain way of thinking, or it could be a specific project.
And what emerged in the end was a two-level thing. First level was the professional level. The curators would go and find people that had attracted them.
A member of the panel, we were each asked to bring 3 things to the table, which we felt were significant in themselves as ways of thinking and could catalyse different ways of thinking.
And the kind of work we've selected generally is work we find to be progressive, but more importantly, those creators rather than individual pieces of work are what we find progressive and interesting. And I think the way they're working and the way they're doing things and the combination of their backgrounds really indicate a future.
And it really does explain future forms of communication, but not necessarily graphic design, not necessarily interactive design. It's kind of really across the board, which I think makes an interesting mix.
It's also invigorating because it works across different platforms. It works across mobile phones, it works across club visuals, it works across live performance events, it works on small screens, big screens, on the net, on the TV. In a huge cinema, it works on a one-to-one basis, but also with a collective experience as well.
The second level was for the curators to then mentor a group of students. So students were invited to submit ideas, and then the curators took off their curators' hats and became mentors and helped the students develop these projects.
From an educational point of view, the Interact project is very interesting because what it's doing is involving students directly with an exhibition that's going to have a high profile. We as people who are involved with the industry are actively pursuing students and actively trying to engage them with the world beyond academia so that they understand that there is a link and a context for the work that they're producing. They don't feel like they're walking out into a wilderness where there's no place for them.
So what's interesting for us as mentors is to look at people that want to do different things, revolutionary things in a way, and in a way use this opportunity to try and move these students or the student projects into a wider space or a wider place of thinking.
And it's also, it's good to work with the education sort of system in some form, whether it be teaching, whether it be mentoring, however you kind of do it, but to be involved in the people that are going to help shape the future as well.
I think this show celebrates the future, which is great, which is, I think, about design moving much more towards how we work with things, how things work with us and vice versa.
I think what's been really nice about it is being able to see that there is a remaining curiosity amongst very well positioned, very professional, very well established individuals within the sector in seeing what new is coming along. I think however advanced, however experienced you are, you can always expect to find exciting new ideas that you've never thought of coming through and just going, wow, that's really exciting.
Interacting, I think it's something we've kept using the word emergent, and it's about getting all these people to bring things that they find exciting together and see if there is something that ties them all together. So we haven't started from a kind of premise of a kind of overarching philosophy. It was about, let's bring these exciting things together and see if there is something that can be post-rationalised.
The parallels between Interact 1 and Communicate are the artists' responses to new technologies, how artists and designers utilise the new technology.